Okay, so welcome to the ZMY gentle yoga class. And find your space on the wall, and you're gonna bring your hip up to the wall. And this might change depending on how your hamstrings feel, but you're gonna just lie down on your back and swing the legs up. It will take some maneuvering sometimes, especially at 7 a.m. in the morning, but just kind of wiggle around and see how that goes. And if your hamstrings are tight, you'll just be a little bit further away from the wall. But Amber, I think you're pretty open, so you'll probably be pretty much right up by the wall. So as the legs are up here, we're just gonna let them relax. You're gonna start to feel some tingling. You'll start to feel some sensations. That is just your cardiovascular system not having to work against gravity, just kind of draining the legs, which will help with fatigue or any swelling, varicose veins, things like that. Why don't you go ahead and put both hands on your belly. Now, your back is going to be mostly flat, but pay more attention to the fact of your shoulder blades being flat on the mat. And just begin to breathe. So deep, slow breathing. And imagining as you inhale all of that oxygen coming into your body. As you breathe in, imagine all of the oxygen coming into the body and reaching every cell of the body. And as you breathe in and you feel the oxygen travel through the body, feel how it nourishes the body. And feel the inhales getting deeper and the exhales getting longer. And at any time you can do this pose on your own. You can do it as short as 3 or 4 minutes. You could do it as long as 20 minutes. The tingling that you're starting to feel probably is not a bad thing. And some yogis even say that this is the way that we get kind of all of the, the blood is draining from the legs, so to say. And so it's pooling in the abdomen area to nourish the organs. Now, scientifically, that's not what's happening, but we can just visualize that nourishment. We'll stay here for a few more breaths, connecting with your body, connecting with the breath. And then we're going to actually move very slowly, and just to practice the mindfulness that really starts to change the brain. You can keep your eyes closed for this. As we start to move the legs around, I want you to feel the sensation in the legs very specifically, and feel the feet touching the wall or the legs touching the wall as we move. So one at a time, just bend your knees and bring your feet flat onto the wall, best you can. And feel what happens with the legs, feel the bottoms of your feet touching the wall. And we'll just take a moment here as the sensation in the legs change. And then go ahead and bring the feet together and the knees out. So you feel free to drop your heels as far down towards the body as they can go, and just let the feet hang open. And notice the difference that happens here. And then lastly, we'll use our hands to carefully bring the knees together just to protect the inner thighs. And then we're going to roll onto our side, use our arm as a pillow. And even here, feel your legs and the skin touching the mat. Also feel what happens in the legs, the sensation changing once again. And then we'll go ahead and push ourselves up nice and slow. And have a seat. So as you're sitting, we're going to bring the legs straight out in front of us. Get nice and grounded into the mat. And we're just going to actually do a couple of movements here as we breathe. So I want you to inhale and bring the arms up. And then exhale, just reach forward for your toes. Drop the head and bring the arms back up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach forward. Slide the hands back again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward. And then this last time, we're going to actually pause. So inhale up. Exhale, reach forward. And you don't have to be grabbing your feet here. You can grab anywhere. Press your legs into the mat, bring the shoulders back, and try to lead your heart towards the shins. Keep the chin lifted. The pelvic floor is lifting. The abdominals are engaged. And then go ahead, inhale all the way up. And exhale here. We're going to do it one leg at a time now. So bend the right knee, drop it out to the side. Get nice and grounded, the sitting bones. And then we're going to do the same thing here just to bring some movement and circulation to the body. So inhale up. Exhale, reach forward. Slide the hands back. Inhale up. Exhale forward. 2 more times. Inhale up. Full inhale. Exhale forward. This last time, we're going to pause. Reach up. Exhale forward and grab anywhere on the leg where your body is letting you. We're going to take 3 to 5 breaths here. Keep the eyes closed if you feel comfortable with that. And just keep bringing your focus and attention inside the body. See what's going on. And inhale, look up. And exhale, release. Bring this right leg forward. Bend the left knee. Drop it out to the side. And just be careful to protect the lower back by lifting the pelvic floor and engaging the abdominals here. So three or 4 breaths on this side for the flow, and then we'll stop. So inhale up. Exhale, reach forward. Slide it back, just slowly opening the muscles. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Reach up. Exhale forward. Slide it back. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, reach. And grab. Stay with the breath, slow, deep breathing. And then inhale all the way up. Release the pose. We're going to just cross the legs. Crossing the legs and hands on either side of the mat. Inhale, reach this left arm up. And then exhale, reach to the side. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, lean to the side. 2 more times. Inhale down. Exhale, reach. Inhale down. And exhale, reach. To the other side. Inhale. Exhale, lean. And then we'll flow. Inhale down. Exhale, reach. Again, inhale. Moving nice and slow. You don't even have to be moving with my breath. You can move with yours. Just do it 2 more times. You can bend the left elbow as you reach. Last time, inhale, fingertips down. And exhale, reach. And bring it back down. Are you feeling okay with all the breathing? Like if you start to get lightheaded or something, just be still, because we're going to keep doing that. Keep really, really inviting the breath into the body for you specifically. All right, so we're going to inhale and bring the arms up and come into a twist here. So as you inhale up, you're going to begin to exhale a twist to the right and bring the hands down. And then inhale back to center. Twist and exhale down. One more time on each side. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. And exhale to the left. Now we'll do a still twist. So left hand to right knee, get nice and tall, and then revolve to the right. And just take a few breaths here. Revolving that right shoulder back from the rib cage area. Don't twist too much from the lower spine. Which means let your sitting bone, if it wants to lift a little bit, let it. And then exhale, come back to center for the other side, right hand to left knee. Get nice and tall. And then exhale, revolve. Doesn't matter where you're looking. If you want to look over the left shoulder, you can, but you can keep the chin right over the heart as well. Just keep the shoulders away from the ears. If you're feeling tension in the shoulders, you might even feel a stretch up here. You're just going to feel it where you need it. And go ahead and release. We'll go to hands and knees. And we'll start off by stretching the wrist out. So take the top of your right hand, and we've done this before. Take the top of the right hand and press it into the mat. This early in the morning, I don't know. It just, sometimes things are a little bit more stiff. It just feels good to open up the wrists before we bear weight on them. Just give them a kind of a warning, like you're going to be doing some work here. The more you shift your weight back, the more of a stretch you'll feel in your forearm and the wrist. Go ahead and release. Shake it out a little bit. Make sure you place that right hand down far in front of the shoulder. Take the top of the left hand and press. Shift your weight back if necessary. And then go ahead and release. Shake it out. So we'll do our cat pose and then move on to some more hip opening stuff. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the chin. And then kind of pull the spine as you begin to press the tailbone forward, drop the head. Go back and forth, your pace and your movement. So add whatever you'd like here, hips, shoulders, whatever. We're going to do at least 5 or 6 rounds. Just really open up the back muscles and get the spine moving. Let's do 2 more rounds here. And then go ahead, coming back to a flat back. Once you're there, you're going to bring your hands all the way to the front of the mat. And we're going to do big hip circles here. So shift the weight forward, to the side, to the back, and to the other side. Just doing clockwise circles, just getting the full range of motion of your hips moving forward and to the sides. Do 3 or 4 going clockwise, and then just switch the rotation counterclockwise. And then we'll meet back at hands and knees. We're going to come back in the child's pose when you're finished. So no rush, no hurry. Once you're ready, bring the knees to the outer edges of the feet, big toes together. Get your knees nice and wide and let the belly hang forward as you walk the hands forward and bring your forehead to the mat. If you're feeling any compression in the thighs, you can use your hands to rotate the thigh out and just kind of make more room for the body. We're going to spend a good 5-6 breaths here. Press your fingertips into the mat, open up the shoulders, actively open and stretch the shoulder blades here. And if it feels good to bring some rocking or rolling on the forehead back and forth, you can do that. And just kind of another sign to the brain to shut down. We're going into feeling here, not thinking. Go ahead on your next inhale. Just begin to lift the head a little bit and lift the hand or walk the hands towards you a little bit, because we are going to walk side to side. So to the right first, go as far as you can and really reach with the left hand so that you're opening the left side of the body. Just soften towards the floor. You don't have to touch the floor with your head. And take some breaths here. And then inhale, lift, walk to the left, go as far as you can, reaching that right hand, and then soften. So the elbows can be resting on the floor. You don't have to hold yourself up. It just depends on, this pose can be so many different ways depending on your body. So if it feels better to keep the elbows off, then keep them off. You decide. As long as you're getting a stretch in the right side of the body and feeling that space opening. Go ahead and lift, come back to center. And come back to hands and knees. So we're going to start to open up the legs here. Hands forward, we can go into down dog first. So curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Let your ears reach your inner arms and just pedal the feet out. Really stretch and open the back of the legs. Because we're going to do some low lunges, and then we're also going to come into pigeon. Okay. So alternate pressing your heels towards the mat. And keep breathing. Go ahead and come to stillness, feet hip width apart. We're going to bring the right leg up. Not too crazy here, just reach it up and then bend the knee and bring the foot forward. You can drop to your left knee first if you need to. Uncurl the back toes, and then just with your fingertips on the floor, or even if you are using blocks, you can just shift back and forth here. If this is not okay for your belly or your back, you can come up here and shift back and forth this way. We're just going to come into a simple twist, but opening up the hips first. Come back to neutral. And then the left hand is going to stay on the inside of the foot. We're going to bring the right fingertips up and take a few breaths here, being still. Just find a focus point, doesn't matter where it is, and breathe. And go ahead and look down at your foot, bring the right hand down and start to externally rotate this right leg. So scooch the foot towards the left side of the mat. The heel will obviously slide down because this heel will probably mostly be close to the groin. And then walk the left leg back. Bring your legs into number 7. Just soften the hips towards the mat. Settle in here before you go any further. Just make sure you're doing okay. And then that same thing we did with child's pose where we externally rotated the thigh with our hands, you can do that here to get more room. Once you feel comfortable enough, see also if you need a blanket or something underneath the right sitting bone for support. You can come down to forearms if you like. And if it feels okay to go all the way down, but support the forehead still, then go ahead and go all the way down. But keep the shoulders back. We want to keep the back strong. We're going to be here for a little bit. So breathe. Another breath or two. And then we'll go ahead and start to lift ourselves up. Lift the head. Use your hands and the strength of your arms to support you. And then you're going to go all the way up and eventually curl the toes of the back foot under so you can lift the knee. And then maybe bring yourself back into downward facing dog right away. If you need to come to your knees first, go ahead. But pedal that leg out, rotate the hip, do what feels good, slide it across the mat. Or you can just be still if that feels good. We're going to move on to the other side. So lengthen through the tailbone. Bring the left leg up just for a moment. Just kind of open up and then bring the left foot forward towards your hands. Drop the back knee. And then we'll start to rock back and forth with either fingertips down or here. If you feel like you're able to support the spine more here, then just go here. No surprises for the legs, getting them nice and warmed up for pigeon. Do one more, and then just come back to neutral. Bring your right hand to the inside of the foot, and then left fingertips up. I'm taking 3 or 4 breaths here. And then look down at your foot. Left hand comes down. Start to walk that left foot to the right side of the mat to drop the knee. Extend the leg behind you, right leg behind you. And same thing on this side, just settle in, see if you need support. Give your body some time. And then come down to forearms, maybe or you can go all the way down, and we'll be here for a few moments. Take another breath or two. And then begin to slowly lift. Returning back to the hands for support. And then curling the back toes under and lifting yourself back to downward facing dog, nice and slow, or hitting your knees first. Move that left leg around, rotate the hip, do what feels good. And we're going to separate the feet and start to walk the hands back. So let the heels touch the mat, get them nice and wide. Start to walk the hands towards the feet. And then we're going to bring the hands to the shins. So hands to the shins. Here is an opportunity. Yes, you can let the belly hang, but also keep the back muscles strong because we don't want to get a sore lower back. Shoulder blades are working, sitting bones are lifting, head is lifted, got a nice flat line from head to tail. And then we're going to actually fold forward. So inhale to lengthen, fold forward, grab your elbows if you can. Wrists are fine too, but grab as far into the elbows as you can and drop the head. Sway a little bit back and forth, bend your knees if you need to. Then we're gonna release the elbows, bring the fingertips to the mat, bring the heels in and come down into a squat. So you can lift your heels if you need to. Flat feet are always better. And I know you can do flat feet, Amber. All right, so we're gonna take the elbows to the insides of the knees, press the palms together and just open up. We're just gonna take a few breaths here. Have a spot on the floor that you're staring at for your focus. Feel what's going on in the body. And then we're going to take the left hand down, still pressing the left knee open as we twist and reach the right fingertips up. Bring the right hand down, pressing the right knee open, and then left fingertips up. Left hand down. Push yourself back up to standing. Feet are still separated. Come back to your shins, lengthen, and also get the blood, back to normal. Bend the knees a little bit. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Good. You can release, come to the front of your mat. Have one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. We're going to check in here and also come into Tadasana while we're checking in. So nice, strong body, everything in alignment the best you can. Check in with the breath and also with the mind. We're going to do 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Surya being our word for the month, which is the sun, the natural light, but also the light within us. So try to cultivate that inner light while you breathe. Our sun center is right below the ribs and above the navel. That is our core. That's our fire, our seat of our will, our self-esteem, our self-worth, all of that. It's pretty powerful. Go ahead and release the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees if you need to still. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. We're going to chaturanga, but use your knees if you need to. Lower all the way down. Inhale, lift to a cobra. So chest, shoulders, and head lift up, but the backs of the legs are strong. And then back into child's pose, 5 breaths here. You can have your hands reaching forward, or you can grab towards the bottoms of your feet to give your arms a rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands back to the mat. If they're not already, come to hands and knees. Curl the toes under, exhale into down dog. Inhale, look up and step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Palms together, exhale, hands in front of the heart. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. And exhale, step back. Hit your knees and lower all the way down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, take it back. Child's pose, 5 breaths. Another option for hands here would be palms together and hang them behind the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If your hands aren't on the mat, bring them back to the mat and lift to hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look up and step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Good. Take a wide stance on your mat. And pivot the right toes out. So we're going to pivot the right toes out. We're going to come into warrior 2. So our stance is pretty wide. And then just watch the back toes parallel or bring them in a little bit. Inhale, extend the arms. And then exhale, bend the right knee. So you can take this as far as you'd like. Just be sure that the knee is directly over the ankle and open. We're going to do a little bit of movement here. So inhale, reach up. And then exhale, come down. If you're feeling your stance wants to go further, then let it go further. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep pressing the back leg. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now reach back. We're going to stay in a reverse warrior. And then come back to warrior 2. Bring the hands down for a rest, straighten the right leg, right toes in, pivot the left toes out. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, bend the left knee. We'll do our movement here. 3 breaths. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale down. And reverse to pause. Exhale back to warrior 2. Hands come down. Straighten your left knee, pivot in, and then walk the feet back together. Find a chair or a wall or something for our balancing pose. We're gonna stretch the front of the legs. So I'll just use the stretcher here, and you might not need it. Just if you have your focus point, you keep your eyes on that and use your breath, you might be just fine. But just in case, have something nearby. Grab the right ankle or foot, just try to grab something. The knee is gonna be pointing straight down. So knee points straight down, press the hips forward, shoulders back, and just keep bringing that heel towards the body. And if you're feeling pretty comfortable and stable, then go ahead and you can release your support. Maybe put your hand on your hip. Keep pressing the hips forward. And then go ahead and release. Other side. So start with your support. Grab your left ankle if you can, or the foot. Keep the knee, don't have it pointing forward at all. Point it straight down and you'll start to feel that stretch already. Also engaging the abdominals, so we're not bowing the back out as we stand here. Press the hips forward. If you're feeling any type of discomfort, like sharp pains in the knee, you're going to want to probably let go of this or use a strap. But if you're feeling a stretch in the knee, that's okay. We have to learn to determine what is pain and what is discomfort, what is injury, and what is something we can grow through. If you want to release your support, you can do that. Keep breathing. Keep lifting the chest and pushing the hips forward. And then go ahead and release. Shake the legs out a little bit. Come back to mountain pose. Inhale, bring the arms up. Palms together. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, up. Palms together. Exhale. And then last time, inhale up. And exhale down. Grab your elbows behind your back the best you can. Watch your feet. Be sure that your toes are forward. Everything is in alignment here as you stand. The weight is distributed evenly in the feet. Lift the chest. We're going to go ahead and do some neck stretches. So look over the right shoulder. See what your range of motion is for your neck. Keep the chin to the chest as you roll across. And then look as far over the left shoulder as you can. Find out if it's the same, your range of motion, is it different, before you move on and roll back. And then just continue on your own. You want more of a balanced challenge, you can close your eyes or just keep them open. Feel what's happening as you stretch the neck. I know for me, I definitely feel my trapezius down my back sometimes as I stretch, because the traps are actually not just on top of the shoulders. They're big muscle that go across the shoulder blades as well. Let's do one more round here. And then bring the head back to center. and we'll release. We're not going to do anything fancy here. Just go ahead and have a seat and lie down. All the way onto your back. Okay, so first bring the knees up to the chest, but one at a time. And as you're lifting the knees, lift the tailbone too to get your lower back flat. And then rock back and forth, knees open or closed, it doesn't matter. As long as you're keeping the belly soft here so your lower back can squish onto the mat. And then go ahead and bring your feet down. So stop the rocking, bring the feet down. Straighten the left leg and bring the right knee up towards the body. So just bring it up there as far as you can. We're gonna end up interlacing the fingers behind the knee. So you can start that way or get the knee close first. Left leg is gonna be active. And then kind of see what your neck is doing. I noticed that my chin was all the way up. You wanna have a neutral neck. So chin can be lowered a little bit probably. Start to press your heel up towards the ceiling to straighten the leg. We're trying to get into the belly of the hamstrings here. So if you're feeling it, that's good. Take another breath. Bring the heel back down towards the body. Use your right hand to open this knee out to the right. So the left hand can just stay on the thigh or you can extend it. It's up to you. It's easier to keep both feet flexed just so you're supporting this knee and then also this left leg is still active. And then go ahead and come back to center. Use your left hand on top of the knee, extend the right arm. I want to get to the outside of the right leg. So you can extend your leg here and just kind of bring it across the center line. Don't come into an actual twist. Just come into a spot where you're feeling the IT band, the TSL muscle stretching, just the outside of the leg. And then you can bend the knee and come into a twist all the way. Now, if your right shoulder, like my right shoulder is pretty high right now, I would put a blanket underneath that for support. Or without a blanket, just bring the arm down. And then Amber, if you have, you know, something to put under your knee or just don't go as deeply. Come back to center. Bend both knees together first, and then straighten the right leg. Just because you're putting your leg in a lot of vulnerable positions, we don't want to rush with the muscular stuff. All right, so hug the left knee up to the body. We're going to be interlacing behind the knee. Keep the right leg active, the shoulders down. Start to press the heel up towards the ceiling and just get your leg as straight as you can. If your leg is shaking, that's fine. You're stretching your hamstrings the correct way. Breathe here. On your next exhale, bring the heel towards the body. Use your left hand to bring the knee out to the left. Support yourself with your right hand. Extend it. Or your right arm. Check in with your right leg. Be sure it's still active. Come back to center. We're going to switch hands, extend this leg and just kind of bring it over the center line. Don't let the left hip raise up too much, because then you'll lose the area that we're trying to touch. And then go ahead and bend the knee and come into a twist. So that this top knee is not necessarily going to be touching the ground, but you can stack the hips. Just really support yourself with this left arm. And so twisting from the upper spine is going to be important, especially for you, Amber. Go ahead and come back to center. Bend both knees first, so your feet are flat. And then we're gonna go ahead and hug the knees one more time. If you wanna take this into happy baby, you can. Having the knees open and even just grabbing the shins to rock back and forth, you can do that. Or you can grab the feet and rock back and forth. Do whatever rocking feels good here. If you're doing the feet, be sure you switch, do the other side. And then come back to center. We're going to drop the feet. We're going to do a little bit of a bridge flow, and then we'll move into relaxation. So bend the knees. Your spine is nice and warmed up. And we're going to move with the breath here. We're not going to push it. We're just going to use the muscles in the back of the body to lift us. So with the knees bent, you'll inhale, lift the hips and bring the arms up and back. And then as you exhale, bring everything down. Inhale up. Let your hands touch the floor when you're at the peak of your inhale. And then exhale down. 2 more times, press the feet, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. All right, rock the knees left to right. Straighten the legs, take a long stretch. And then if you feel like the body needs anything else here, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can prepare for your Shavasana. You can get cozy, you can cover the eyes. You can turn the lights off or close the blinds, even though it's just morning, the sun might be pretty bright. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bring the arms down along the sides of the body, palms facing up, or roll onto your side, whatever is comfortable. Separate the feet and let the feet hang. And close the eyes. Begin to fall into the natural rhythm of the breath and just feel it like a wave moving through the body. Belly, chest, exhale. Belly, chest, exhale. Begin to soften the muscles in the face. Softening the corners of the eyes and also the corners of the mouth. Releasing all the muscles in the back of the neck. And then continuing that release down the spine into the shoulder blades. almost visualizing the muscles just releasing from the spine, unraveling from the spine. Continue down to the middle of the back, and then slowly till you reach the lower back, all the way down to the pelvis. And notice how this release of the spine, the muscles around the spine, allow the upper body to soften and sink into the mat. And bringing your awareness to the hips, unraveling the hip joints, releasing the muscles in the upper legs, and then the entirety of the bottom of the legs, front and back, out through the toes, until every muscle in each leg is completely released. And do a quick body scan from head to toe, being sure that you're absolutely letting everything go. And if there are areas where you're gripping, consciously let go there. And these next few moments while we sit in silence, just continue to follow the breath. When the mind leaves and turns to thinking, redirect to the breath and what you're feeling. Observe the body. Allow your inhalations to begin to deepen. And when you're ready to do so, you can slowly bring movement back to the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. And then moving into the wrists and the ankles, maybe even rocking the head back and forth. And then eventually come into a stretch or a hug of the knees, whatever feels good, before rolling onto your right side. Once you're rolling onto your right side, allow the belly to still hang towards the floor. Keep everything soft. Use your arm as a pillow and enjoy these last few moments of stillness. Go ahead and push yourself slowly to a seated position. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Thank you for letting me guide you today. The teacher in me honors and appreciates the teacher in you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer.
I hope you have a